Discussing extraterrestrials often brings a sense of unease, primarily because their capabilities remain unknown to us. The countless stories of alien abductions circulating only heighten the growing fear of what might occur if we ever encounter one. Would they capture us for experiments, as depicted in numerous Hollywood movies, or simply obliterate us with their advanced technology? No one can say for certain. Adding to these fears is the theory that aliens might actually reside underwater. This idea gains some credibility when you consider how little we have explored the depths of our oceans. If aliens were to have a base on Earth, it seems likely it would be hidden in the vast oceans. There have been numerous instances where UFOs were sighted, even by the US military, only to vanish into the water. For example, in 2013, a UFO observed by a Customs and Border Protection aircraft in Puerto Rico was seen diving into the ocean, re-emerging as two separate objects, and then disappearing underwater once more. Similarly, spherical UFOs were reported by the US Navy off the coast of San Diego, up to 14 at a time, before they too vanished into the ocean. The US military is not alone in these eerie encounters. The Russian military has also reported terrifying experiences with extraterrestrials over water, events that are sure to send chills down your spine. The Russian military has encountered UFOs on multiple occasions, as recently as the Russia-Ukraine war in March 2024, where a black disc-like stationary object was observed by Ukrainian soldiers. Similarly, there have been close to 45 instances when the Russian military sent fighter jets to try and chase UAPs and shoot them down in some cases. Just like alien spacecrafts seen in the sky are called UAPs, that is unidentified aerial phenomenon. Alien vessels seen underwater are called USOs, which means unidentified submerged objects. And back in July 2009, the Russian government declassified top-secret documents, which talked about close encounters of USOs with the Russian Navy. This disclosure sent shockwaves around the world. Most of these USO encounters happened during the Soviet era, that is before 1991. One such disclosure pertains to an undated encounter of the Russian Navy with a group of hostile USOs. Crew aboard a fully weaponized Russian submarine encountered these so-called USOs at a depth of approximately 260 meters. The crew suddenly detected 6 unknown objects on their sonar, all moving in synchronized fashion on a collision course towards the military sub. The military personnel were dumbstruck after it was detected that the USOs were traveling at an astounding speed of 265 miles per hour. Even the fastest man-made submarine, the Soviet-era K-222, could only reach a top speed of 51.4 miles per hour. Thus, these alien USOs were traveling at speeds 7 times faster than any technology known to man. This was highly unnerving for these seasoned and well-trained military personnel who had never experienced anything like this before. The 6 disc-shaped objects moving in formation continued to move at rapid speeds towards the submarine. But something very shocking happened when the Russian military personnel thought that all hope was lost. When the Russian sub got alarmed by the incoming USOs and stopped moving, the 6 hostile USOs also froze in their tracks. So as to say that the USOs were only toying around with the Russian submarine. But sensing imminent danger, the Russian submarine operatives manned their battle stations. The captain of the sub feared that there was going to be a definite collision, and that he and his crew were under attack by the aliens. In this dire situation, rather than using underwater missiles, the captain ordered for an emergency surfacing of the sub. The submarine finally breached the surface, narrowly avoiding a collision with the USOs. When the sub-operatives checked through the periscope, these 6 objects beamed out of the water and shot up into the sky at absurdly high speeds. Now, was this encounter a hostile show of dominance, or were these USOs merely fleeing the spot to avoid detection? We will never know. But encountering ships that travel at high speeds underwater that effortlessly continue the same momentum in air just goes to show that these extraterrestrials possess a technology far superior than ours. And if they have such advanced technology, what is stopping them from waging a full-on war with all the countries on Earth? And if such an unforeseen circumstance does occur, are we capable enough to work as a solid team and defend our home with all our military might combined? Alien invasion has long been the fascination of science fiction directors, with movies like Independence Day and Mars Attack being fan favorites. In both these movies, the plot is pretty simple. Aliens come to Earth, and that results in a full-on invasion. And our military weapons don't stand a chance against their super-advanced technology. But by some Hollywood miracle, we find a weakness or a chink in their armor, and that helps us win the war against these aliens. But will that actually be the case when a real alien attack happens? Are militaries around the world ready to work together as a joint force in case of such an imminent threat? In the event that an alien attack happens tomorrow, the world's superpowers will have to join all their military might to defend our planet against these space invaders. But assuming that the alien species attacking us is really advanced, do our earthly weapons even stand a chance against their superior weaponry? In Hollywood movies, aliens have been shown to have powerful lasers that vaporize their targets. If that is indeed the case, then do our earthly military forces have adequate armor to protect them from such futuristic lasers? It's also sometimes shown in such movies that the alien spaceship has some sort of force field that protects them from outer attacks and missiles. Do we have the advanced weaponry to penetrate such force fields? Also talking about lasers, the US Navy also has its own laser called the AN/SEQ-3 laser weapon system. It can shoot down a small UAV in as little as 2 seconds. This laser, in its most powerful form, might be the only weapon that might be formidable to the aliens. Because as seen in most UFO videos, the alien aircrafts are able to move quickly from one point to another, thus making it difficult to merely impossible for our ballistic missiles to strike them. Even our current heat-seeking missiles might find it difficult to target these spaceships. As a dying measure, we might have to eventually turn towards our stockpile of nuclear weapons, hoping that we never have to resort to the use of this life-destroying weapon. But if ever it comes to that, our best option will be to use the Tsar Bomba, which is the most powerful nuclear weapon ever created and tested by the Soviet Union in the year 1961. It yielded an explosion equivalent to 57 megatons of TNT. On this basis of comparison, the Hiroshima bomb was about 15 kilotons, while the Nagasaki one was 25 kilotons, mere babies compared to this nuclear juggernaut. And even if we use the Tsar Bomba, it would have to be a mid-air attack, as anything on ground would result in a huge number of casualties. But if the alien spaceship is able to shoot down the Tsar Bomba even before it hits them, then we are completely out of options. So let's hope that whenever an advanced alien species does make contact with us on Earth, they come with a message of peace and friendship and not war and destruction. But what do you think will happen if aliens do ever plan to attack Earth for its resources? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for the latest revelations in space exploration. Hit the bell icon to stay updated, and let's continue to explore together.